Gina Barrett, Program Director at the Consortium for Public Education. For today's Snack and Learn, I'm here with Rachel Maurer, the President of the German American Chamber of Commerce. Rachel, thank you for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Gina, for having me, as always.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I run the German American Chamber of Commerce. We have multiple offices. One, the largest office, of course, is in New York. And then the headquarters of the headquarters. So all of the AHKs report back ultimately to Berlin. So we do a lot of different things. We support a lot of the German companies here, of course. We support the US companies trying to go to Germany. We do a lot of trade and commerce, but we also do the apprenticeship program. And I know a lot of times when we do this program, or we're working with apprentices or working with our local high schools. And I say, I'm from the German American Chamber of Commerce. I get a couple different responses. One, do I need to know German? And the answer is no. And then also, why are you here? And the reason why I was explaining a little bit about the DIHK in Berlin is that in Germany, there's the apprenticeship program. There are 365 plus different programs in Germany. There's only a small percent that just goes straight pure university route. All the other career paths actually go through an apprentice style education. And the DIHK is actually creates the curriculum and the training program and works with the companies over in Germany. We actually have all of the different curriculum and the training programs that we are able to bring from Germany over to the US. And that is what we were fortunate to be able to do. And so that's why we are the German American Chamber of Commerce doing apprenticeship programs in Western Pennsylvania and West Virginia.
Could you tell us a little bit, if to be considered for an application, what are some of the requirements?
If you're a student trying to understand what an apprentice is, in our world of apprenticeships, it's basically having a full scholarship because the company actually pays for the entire tuition, but then they also get paid full time. So you get a job, and then you get a full scholarship to the college tuition. So rather than sitting in a school, learning a lot of different things, and then trying to get a job, and then trying to apply all that theoretical knowledge to that job, what we try to do now is have you have the job, and then we teach you the theoretical skill sets and the practical skill sets so that you ultimately have both the practical and the theoretical skill sets and a job. And so that's what really apprentice is. And so when we call a pre-apprentice, it's a paid internship. We have a certification that you can do at the high school level. That's a national certification, and then allows the student then to really see if it's a good fit. Gives them a company experience, different skill sets even before they graduate, and then ultimately helps them make that decision. Do I want to do a mechatronics? Do I want to go into the mechatronics or sales engineering? Or do I really want to be a CAD technical designer? And those are those questions that we're trying to answer for them. And that's why we call it the pre-apprenticeship program. As for requirements, it really depends on the program and the company that the student is applying for. I think the biggest thing is one, interest, and the commitment to try it. And an internship is still just part-time. You just have we work with your schedule. Your school schedule, the trainer schedule. So it could be 1 time a week, it could be 5 times a week. We're really super flexible with that. But it's just ultimately to help make that decision for the students, if that is a good a fit for them or not.
What kind of jobs can someone expect to get after graduating from a program like yours?
A mechatronics and a polymer technician in of itself has a multiple pathways and a really great salary. It's well paid, it's high skilled, and you can continue on moving through up the ranks and have a very strong and satisfying career as a technician. And then one thing also is with our program is that they do rotate through all the different departments. So through the apprenticeship program, so you might start on the extrusion side And then when they hit the tool and die, they might love the tool and die department. So, and as that process ends and they can actually start moving, and you can kind of find out your strengths and what you want to do, and kind of narrow that into that career path. So they can do a lot of different things, or they can continue on and get their bachelor's degree in engineering. There's a mechatronics engineering degree. There's also, you can get a mechanical degree, engineering, electrical, a lot of different types of continued education that you can do with a mechatronics associate's degree, which is included in our program. So when they finish, they get the associate's degree in mechatronics, a polymer, sales engineering, or CAD. And then you can continue on to get your bachelor's, or you might find that you can make a lot of money and do very well with the associate's degree as well. And then of course with the sales engineer, the sales engineer is a technical sales, and they can continue on, get their bachelor's in business. Or really what's nice about the sales engineering as well, again, is they rotate through all the different departments. So they'll have exposure with the finance and accounting and the sales and the marketing and the R&D and the engineering department and all these different functions of a company, and really might find they have strengths or really would like to pursue, a different department upon graduating our program. And that's great. And that's why we rotate them through the program as well, because then they get exposure to see a lot of the different types of career paths, or sometimes they find out they really don't like something too. And that's also nice. So, and we encourage that as well. I mean, sometimes just knowing what you don't like or what you're not good at is also really valuable to know. So, so we do have that exposure, and the same with the CAD technical designer. So they'll get an associate's degree with CAD. Of course, you can continue on and get your bachelor's in engineering and in design. In the associate's degree, you can really understand kind of the understanding of CAD and how to design different products. But then you might also find out what you really prefer on, designing too, right? And it could be on the manufacturing side, it can be on the architectural side. The gas and oil, there's so many different industry sectors that does. So it really allows them to see kind of what their preferences are before they invest 4 years in a bachelor's degree, only to find out that they really don't like it. So, or they don't know what really they want to focus in on. So there are multiple career paths, as you can see from these 4 different programs.
Sounds like many opportunities. And we always say that career exploration is finding out what you don't want to do as well. So that is really important. Is there something that you think is going to make a new student thrive in a program like yours?
The students that come in just ready to learn, and those are the ones that succeed. And you can have various skill sets at the beginning. We have some students that come from our CTCs, of course, in the mechatronics or, robotics and engineering. And they, of course, do really well on the technical skills, and they, go through the program quite well. But we also have students that really love the idea of this type of career, but haven't really done anything prior to that. And we catch them up. And we get them the right skill set, but it's that just openness and wanting to learn and committing to that is honestly the biggest success factor we've seen. I've also just remind our students that you're dealing with old people like myself, and we do rely way too heavily, I know, on email. But one thing I would just say is, learn how to answer emails, because we just really, us older people don't really understand any other way of communicating through, when we're talking with our companies and our students. We like to send out emails, and those are usually the biggest things. The biggest tip I give our students when they start this program is like, learn to check your email.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching this episode of the Snack and Learns.